racism is still alive and kicking in America.
Yes, it is.
Daniel Penny is guilty. But today, white supremacy got another victory.
Congratulations.
Today, the KKK, the Klansmen, the evil in America got another victory. They got that top charge dismissed. America shall continue to America and shall continue to place second-class status on black people.
Oh dear.
Okay, so welcome to the Daniel Boland Show, the place where we look on in horror as the world goes to hell in a handbasket. And today we're looking at two stories. The one we just saw in the introduction there, the case of Daniel Penny.
Oh, don't you look smart?
Who has been acquitted for throttling a black man on the subway. And the other case, of course, that's on everyone's lips at the moment, that's all over Twitter, all over YouTube, all the commentators giving their hot takes. Those hot takes sell like hot cakes. All those other commentators getting their 40 pieces of silver over the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson at the hands of his slayer, Luigi Mangione.
Didn't you have time to put your shirt on?
So, unlike all those other shekel-hoarding cynics that run those other YouTube channels, here on the Daniel Boland Show, I'm not going to be goading any of you fickle-natured, feeble-minded, emotionally incontinent morons. Not you, I mean, you know, the people who watch the other channels. Who I don't want watching my channel, frankly. Dem grapes is sour. No, here on this show, we're going to do some real journalism. Damn it! And we're going to get to the bottom of the thing that we all really want to know. Who is the bigger dreamboat? Am I right? Is it Daniel Penny or Luigi Mangione? Now, as a girl dad myself, I would prefer my daughter to bring home a Daniel Penny. He's smartly dressed, ex-military, can handle himself if some crazy kicks off on the subway. Now, Luigi Mangione, I understand, ladies. You're easily fooled, some of you, aren't you? That's why you need a Daniel Penny type to protect you. Luigi Mangione, okay, he's the kind of guy you have a midlife crisis with, isn't he? Some guy doing the gondolas in Venice. He's quick with a joke and to light up your smoke. But the best way I could describe Luigi, the Luigi types in this world, is... who remembers Meerkat Manor? You know, the documentary about the meerkats. You remember the rival group of meerkats? Diego. They all had Spanish names now. That's no coincidence, because those Mediterranean types, oh, sneaky seductors. And when you least suspect it, you know, they bang! They blow your brains out. That's not the Daniel Penny way. He's like Daniel in the lion's den. Oh no, Daniel... Who's the guy who strangled the lion? Samson? He's like that. Anyway, let's get into the show, I guess.
Who's Daniel Boland? Oh, Daniel Boland, this is a heavy hitter. Do you guys know who this is?
You're unhappy with my mischaracterization of what you said and inferring that you were feeling joyful about what had happened to this guy. So we've got the clip and we'll just play it back just to remind you.
Mm-hmm. I do believe in the sanctity of life, and I think that's why I felt, along with so many other Americans, joy, unfortunately, you know, because it feels like...
Serious?
I mean...
Joy at a man's execution?
Not, maybe not joy, but certainly not... certainly not empathy. This is literally...
So you felt joy? You felt joy.
So it seems clear to me that, you know, the popular take on the slaying of Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, if I were someone who could read the room, my life would probably be somewhat smoother, but I can't help it. I don't know what's wrong with me. There's something in me that really just wants to get under people's skin sometimes, you know, because everyone's like on this moral high ground about this CEO who they know nothing about. okay? And they're all just talking about him like, well, he had it coming. Did he? What do you know?
You know what's annoying me about this kid who killed this CEO is none of these news programs are talking about the incredible lack of empathy from the general public about this because of how these insurance companies treat people when they are at their most vulnerable, after we've all given them our money every fucking month, and now we finally need you, and all you do is deny us.
As far as I can see, I can just see a man who's dedicated his entire life to making some lovely medication to help some sick people. Okay?
And then these pussies and all of these things are taking the pictures of their CEOs off their websites. You know, I got to be honest with you, okay? I love that that fucking CEOs are fucking afraid right now. You should be. By and large, you're all a bunch of selfish, greedy fucking pieces.
Like Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa of Calcutta. I call him Father Brian of Manhattan.
And a lot of you are mass murderers. You just don't pull the trigger. That's why it looks clean. That's why these people look, oh my God, oh, he was just, you know, walking into a hotel. It's like, okay, but what was his job? What did he do? What was the results of it?
I do not understand how people can people who would never commit any act of violence in their daily lives, these pussycats who go around playing this game where they say, oh, well, you know, I don't think anyone's crying over him tonight.
I think this guy, if I had to guess, some guy who got f***ed over. Apparently that company is really bad on denying claims.
34% denial rate.
And normal's
like,
like 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those guys.
I don't think anybody's going to like be crying too hard over that guy.
Yeah, maybe his family, but that's about it.
Yeah. Maybe his wife and kids are. Who the hell are you? How do you know he wasn't trying to reform the company? What do you know about this Brian Thompson guy?
Yeah,
it's a dirty, dirty business. The business of insurance is gross. It's gross, and especially healthcare insurance. Just gross.
I'll tell you what I know about this Luigi kid who slayed him in the street like a dog. He's the son of a multi-millionaire. He's one of the richest families, this Luigi Mangione, the guy who killed him. He's from one of the richest families in Manhattan, who own a load of nursing homes all over the state. Okay? So, I think this is some crazy kid who lost his mind, who knew who this guy was, and killed him. I've been reading up on him. He disappeared months ago. He's crazy. He's lost his mind. And he shoots someone in the street. And because you, by proxy, right, you're living vicariously through some murderer, some nut job, you're turning him into a hero because he's doing something that, like, the deepest, darkest, shittiest part of your personality would really love to do. You'd like to f***ing nail someone, wouldn't you? In the street, in cold blood. But you can't. And so someone else does it, and you want to celebrate it. And you need to find a reason to celebrate it, don't you? And, it's a rich guy he killed, so therefore I can celebrate it, and everyone will sort of agree with me. All of the other nasty, cynical wankers will jump on the bandwagon with me, celebrating the death of a guy who we know nothing about. Okay, so there's my hot take on that. Sorry, just one more thing before we move on to the Daniel Penny stuff. People are trying to excuse Luigi Mangione's actions by saying that he's the victim of some kind of medical incompetence, some negligence, because there's loads of photos going around of him having pins. There's those x-rays going around of him having pins in his lower back. I don't know if that's real or not. A lot of people saying that he's suffering from chronic pain because of some botched medical intervention. I still don't think that's an excuse to go and kill the CEO of the company as though he were directly responsible, as though he decided, no, screw it, just give him the rubbish pins in his back, right? Even if that were the case, I don't think you can just go and kill the guy, but it's clearly not the case. I must reiterate, he is a multi-millionaire. Money was not an issue, okay? I don't think he was dependent on some kind of insurance claim and they said, no, we can't do it, you have to take the cheap service. He's a multi-millionaire, right? His family are one of the richest in Maryland, okay? the multimillionaires. They own loads of medical centers themselves, so I don't see any connection there. And just one more time, I have to say, I understand that there are injustices in the world in 2024, right? There are people with money who get access to better services than people with less money. All right, I get it. But what do you think the injustices were like in 1924? What do you think the injustices were like in 1974? You know, you can't, because the world isn't absolutely a 100% level playing field, you can't go out shooting people, okay? You're crazy, the people who are celebrating this. You must be so dissatisfied with your own life. This is the only way this could happen. You must be so dissatisfied with something in your own life that you take joy from somebody being shot to death. It's not normal.
The co-founder of Black Lives Matter Greater New York, I stand here heartbroken because I have to hug a father who knows that the murderer of his son will most likely go free, who has to look in the face of a jury that no matter the facts, no matter the expert witnesses, no matter the people yelling on that train that day to let Jordan go, you will kill him. They will not find a white man guilty of killing a black man in modern day America.
Well, that's clearly bullshit, isn't it? Now, this is something that I find incredibly cynical about people who are comparing these two cases. You know, everyone's saying, oh, some white CEO gets killed and it's a big tragedy and we have to imprison somebody. But, oh, when they kill some crazy black guy who thinks he's Michael Jackson on the subway, suddenly there's no problem because it was some nice ex-Marine who did it.
This is no different than Jim Crow. This looks like a picture out of the picture book when you look at that anonymous jury. We have baby boomers who were there doing Jim Crow on this jury.
It isn't as simple as that, is it? Because if Daniel Penny had followed Jordan Neely to a hotel and gunned him down like a dog with no motive, that would be completely different to what actually happened in this case. Jordan Neely apparently was being threatening on the subway, and I don't know, Daniel Penny thought that he'd give him a quick chokehold.
Daniel Penny literally put this man in a chokehold for more than a minute.
Now, I've got to say, I've seen the videos of it. It did seem weird, perhaps a bit excessive. But frankly, you know, a lot of people who are doing martial arts and stuff now, they think they can choke everyone out and it'll be fine. There's videos all over the internet of people doing it to their friends.
And literally, people were like, let him go, let him go, let him go, let him go. And he would not let him go.
I always think if someone choked me out, I'd just, you know, I'd have a heart attack. I couldn't bear anyone touching me like that, you know? So I can see, I don't think it was, watching the video was very uncomfortable, okay?
Are we gonna riot? Are we gonna protest? Is that what's needed? Do glass have to break? Do cars have to burn for a black man to get justice in America?
Jordan Neely was not a big guy, and as much as he's threatening people, I don't know if you need to choke him out. I know that the police arrived on the scene and didn't perform CPR when he was still alive, so that's kind of crazy, and I can see why people feel sad that a guy who, you know, because he's homeless and crazy, people don't care so much about him.
I am just tired of America.
But to compare that to what Luigi Mangione did, they're not comparable, are they? One of them is a clear murder in cold blood, and the other one is, well, I mean, it could have been manslaughter, yeah, but, I mean, it's hard to say. It's complicated.
A black man was lynched, and his name was Jordan Neely.
I'm tired of the corrupt system. I'm tired of these people getting away with crimes. I'm tired of it. And I don't want to hear that Jordan Neely had 42 charges when Donald Trump has over 50 charges on his records. I don't want to hear it. America, do better. I am actually really sad and disgusted with the system. And It's time, y'all. It's time for us to go to war. I said what I said.
The only crime that Jordan Neely was guilty of was the color of his skin.
Come on.
Nelson Mandela, the great leader, who they locked up just because he was black.
Maybe it wasn't his only crime. Now, call me a big old softie, but I don't like people getting killed, right? I don't think we should be celebrating Luigi Mangione, as you saw in that last clip, as you can see all over the internet now. People, beatifying him, frankly, when he's just some lunatic who gunned a guy down. And the same, really, I mean, not the same, but similar, Daniel Penny, hanging out with the president-elect there and J.D. Vance. I find that a bit weird, really. Is he a hero? I don't think he's a hero. I am sick of these cynics, like the Black Lives Matter people you saw there, like the commentators all over our social media platforms, rage-baiting people into listening to them. I won't stand for it. Not here on the Daniel Boland Show. We're above all that. I hope you've had a good time today. I've had a lovely time, and if you have, let the universe, let the algorithm know by giving a like on the video. Let me know what you thought about today's subject in the comments. Let's have a vote. Who's the bigger dreamboat? We haven't reached a conclusion, have we? Is it Daniel Penny or Luigi Mangione? If you've enjoyed the video, as I say, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and if you want to help out further with the channel and get some access to exclusive content. Clean content, by the way, my Patreon link is in the description. Okay? Maybe we're a bit more racy over there, but it ain't. I'm not doing any, like, Lily Phillips stuff. Okay? We keep it pretty clean as a whistle over there on Patreon. We got standards on the Daniel Boland Show. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.